Today is a spatial training, and I have a good friend of mine, Troy, join us from Australia. I invite him to do a free training for you guys, right? And he's gonna share you how he built a following of combined 140,000 followers in a niche that you may not aware of. Hey, what's up, Troy? How are you?
Hello, my friend. I'm doing well. How's it going? I started a side hustle, if you like, in the golf niche a few years ago. It's been a passion of mine for some 30 years or so, and I wasn't happy with the golf instruction and the information that was out there, and I wanted to put my own voice on things, my own spin on things, and really help out the everyday golfers and help them improve on the weekends because I saw them every weekend struggling and I wanted to see if I could help them. And the best way I could do that was through online. And it kind of snowballed from there, started with a website, eventually got into a YouTube channel, then Instagram, then TikTok, and sort of built up from there. So a comfortable subject for me to talk about because I know it so well. I talk to these people, I play with these people every week. So that's sort of been my job to dumb it down and make it easy for people to understand. Okay, so the first thing I want to touch on we'll start with Instagram first of all. I want to touch on the bio because I still see people not taking advantage of what you can actually put into your bio to get the most out of it. So we all know we have
Yeah.
a handle, which for mine here is hitting it solid. So that can either be your name or whatever it is and whatever niche you're doing. But the bit I want to touch on, besides obviously putting a picture of ourselves, a nice smiling picture, I don't recommend ever putting a logo in there unless you're a big corporation and you're well known out there. The key thing I want to touch on first is the part where you can see on mine here to the right here, it's got Play Better Golf with Troy. Now, I want to touch on those first three letters I've got there, Play Better Golf. This line is searchable. So you can put keywords in here that are found in the Instagram search. Most people I see, they just put their name in there, or they might put in I don't know, a fancy name of their business. They might put in John Smith or something like that. When people are searching on Instagram, they have no idea who you are. It's very unlikely they're going to find you. So what I like to do, I've put in Play Better Golf because Play Better Golf is a search term that golfers are searching for. In other niches, if you're on Make Money Online like we are, you could put in something like Make Money Online with John or Affiliate Marketing Tips with Sally, some sort of search term that people are searching for on Instagram and tie it into your name at the end. You don't need to put your full name. I think for most of us, unless you're famous, people don't care what your surname is. They really
Right.
don't care. They're just searching to get information. Put in a keyword that sort of describes a little bit about how you can help people, and then just put your name on the end. Because the key thing when people come to your bio, you need to be able to basically answer three questions. And if you can't do that straight away, then they'll likely skip over you and go elsewhere. So they need to be able to find out who you are. So straight away, I look at my account and I go, who am I? And they're going, okay, it's Troy. What does he do? Okay, he helps golfers play incredible golf. Great. So I've covered off three important things that someone's coming to your bio, they can find out about you in 2-3 seconds. 2-3 seconds, they should be able to come to your bio and find out exactly, answer all those questions.
How long did this IG account take you to start from zero or 80,000 followers?
Most of my growth's probably come in the last 2 years. Prior to that, I was sort of struggling, trying different things. The last 2 years, I've probably gained probably about 70,000 of that growth. And probably the biggest chunk of it's been in the last 12 months when I've really started to understand the right way of doing things. And it comes down to really understanding what your audience wants. I really understand what golfers go through. I understand their pain and I understand the solutions that they're looking for. You. So in the Make Money Online niche or affiliate marketing or whatever it is, we really need to understand exactly what our customers want, what their pains are, what their struggles are, what they really want, and then tying that content into that. So that's what I've really done there.
That's very
Um,
good point. That's a very good point. I want to touch upon on this. Don't overlook this, okay? I just want to remind you guys again. You got to understand what your I did part okay. I was able to close so many high ticket sales because I pretty much when I talk to people or when I put message out there, I was pretty much talking to all me, okay, or talk to myself. So because I went through that period, I know exactly what they are looking for, what their struggles are. So I want you guys, okay, go deep, especially within yourself. Write down all the struggles, all the challenges, that struggles, that challenges you are going through. I'm telling you, millions of people out there are going through the same struggles and challenges.
so yeah, just the last thing on that adds a bit of color to your bio as well. And the call to action, which I touched on as well, which is the free training, something that leads them to one of your links or something. So if we can go to the next one. Okay, basically with my strategy, I talk to a lot of people and they're always trying to come up with creative new angles, creative new ways, doing new content, something that's never been done before. And I think unless you have a lot of time on your hands to come up with new original ideas, that's extremely difficult to do. I always found the fastest way of growing on any social media platform, this is not just Instagram or TikTok, YouTube, is to model proven winners out there.
Right,
It's the quickest way to do it. Look to whatever else has worked and model it in your own voice, obviously your own video, your own different spin on things. Model
right.
what's worked, and that's the fastest way of really seeing growth and moving forward. And I want to touch on these next 2 points are really important. We need to make videos that the audience wants to see, not what you think they need to see. I've been guilty of this in the golf niche before, of making videos that I felt they would help people because I liked them. I liked the idea. I liked the concept behind it. Not really what they wanted to see. There were so many videos I did not make. I'd seen them do really well before by several creators who've done a specific topic. They've even done it very similar. And I ignored doing that topic. I ignored doing it. But if I'd come up with something myself with my own spin on things or an original idea, it would do terrible. But as soon as I modeled it on something else that was proven to do well, it did amazing. I'll give you one quick example. This is not actually on TikTok or Instagram, it was on YouTube about 3 months ago. I saw an idea for a video that had been done by 3 or 4 creators. It had did amazing on their accounts. I didn't really like the idea. I didn't think it was that amazing. So I hesitated doing it. I ended up making the video because I thought, well, who's going to want to watch this video from me? They would have already seen those other 3 or 4 videos. It did incredible. I got over, I think it's at about 230,000 views at this. And this is the amazing thing. I got all these comments saying, Troy, this is great. I love this. I've never seen this before. No one's ever spoken about this before. I think the thing you need to remember with creating content and modeling is there's millions of people coming online every day joining these platforms, millions. So there's a very good chance they haven't seen those other videos and they're going to see yours and they're going to think your video, is the best. It's the newest one out there. So don't ever think because something's been done many times before and done well, that you can't model that and let it do well for yourself, because there's a very good chance it will do well for yourself. So I
That's a
think
very good point. Yes, yes.
this across every platform. This is not just Instagram, TikTok, YouTube is very important. Don't ever think it's been done to death too many times. It won't work for me. That's very important to remember.
Very, yeah, that's so key, okay? For you guys, if you are doing like whatever social media platform, right? Facebook, Reel, TikTok, Instagram, okay? When you are creating content, if you are following a trend just talk about, don't invent your wheel, okay? Which means you actually go through researching process, find out what's the winning content, winning videos, so you can model what have been proven to work, right?
So the next part here, and again, this is super important. This is the whole basis of every video you make. Every video you make must have a hook, must have a value tip in it, and it must have a CTA. Now, I still see a lot of videos missing either one of these points. The hook at the start of the video, just a very quick story. I was at a cafe the other day waiting in a queue, and I was watching this lady beside me. She was on Instagram, and I could see her flicking through the reels. And I see this all the time with people. and she was flicking through so fast. Every now and again, she'd stop if something caught her attention. Then she'd like it, and then she'd just keep going. People have such short attention spans now. If you do not have a hook, something really compelling in the first 2 seconds of your video, there's a very good chance people are just going to skip it and keep moving. You need to have something that just stops them. Now, it doesn't have to be words on a screen. It could be, I don't know, a funny look on your face, a different camera angle, a noise, something that stops them immediately. Because if you leave that out, there's a very good chance they're just going to keep on moving. So something fun, Instagram, which I didn't touch on earlier, every one of your videos here needs to have some sort of thumbnail. Now, on Instagram, you can do it either of two ways. You can use your hook as the thumbnail, or you can create your own thumbnail and something like Canva on that. So, but either way you do it, you need to have some sort of thumbnail with a very catchy description or hook showing on the front of it. So you can see with every single one of mine, I've got something that is either intriguing or something that hooks people in to watch the video. Very important. If you scroll, as I scroll down, every single one of these, and I mix it up. I change the colors around. I try to keep the font consistent where I can, but
And you take this into consideration when you make your video, when you do editing, or you actually need to make additional one image just for thumbnail.
Yep. I mean, you can, if you want, if you have the time, go and create something specific in something like Canva on that. You absolutely can do that. I found the quickest way was to use a screen grab, which Instagram allows you to do. Before you publish, take a screen grab. Instagram enables you to take a screen grab of this area here and make this your thumbnail.
I see, I see. Okay, that's powerful tip.
In this example here, this is my hook. This comes up on the first 2 seconds. Now, I know everyone here probably doesn't understand golf. That's okay. But the point is, this hook, simple grip change could fix your golf slice forever. So for golfers, this is a hook that gets them in. They're struggling with their golf slice. This is going to help fix it for them. So I've hooked them in straight away. Once I've hooked them in, I'm then getting into the value part of the tip. I'm telling them what to do to fix their problem. I'm not only demonstrating it, but I've got text on the screen because they might be in a situation where they can't actually watch the video and actually listen to it with the volume.
Right.
So I've got text on the screen. I've got arrows telling them various things, showing them everything what to do. And right at the end of the video, again, this is very important. A lot of people are not doing this that I'm seeing. Call to action. I'm telling them, follow me if you want to play incredible golf. I'm telling them what to do. We always need to tell people, because if you don't tell them to follow you, they probably won't. So tell them what to do. Always tell
Right.
them what to do. So
Right.
there's 3 parts in that video. I had the hook, I had the value in the middle, and I had the call to action at the end telling them what to do. So I covered all 3. So that is the structure for every single video. If you nail those 3 things, there's a very good chance you're going to get a lot more likes and follows from every one of your videos. Quickly touch on this next one. I don't think many people do this, but I'm still seeing this happen occasionally. Always film in portrait with your phone pointing upwards. When you're doing reels, which you should be doing reels in Instagram, absolutely only do reels. Don't post stuff straight to your feed. The feed is not being pushed out as much. Reels is all the rage in Instagram. That's the one part of their platform they're updating. Always film in portrait. Occasionally I'm seeing these, I don't know if it's just the golf industry, but it might be other niches where people are putting landscape videos and you see a black bar at the top and at the bottom. It looks terrible.
Right. I see.
Don't ever do that. Use all the real estate that's available. Niche down, again, be very specific. For me, I niched it right down to not just, when I first started my account, I was doing golf courses, I was doing golf swings. I had like 5 different categories, and Instagram, the algorithm gets confused. What's your account about? Is it about this? Is it about that? So they don't know who to push it out to. So really niche down specifically.
Okay.
Very, very specific. So that's, and to make money online, try and niche it down specifically how you can help them, whether it's affiliate marketing, whether it's some other way of making money online, but keep it as niche specific as possible.
Got you. It's a great tip.
All right, can we go to, yes, the next one. Now, this is a strategy that I think is worth trying, particularly if you've got a a new account and you're just trying to, get some momentum going and get discovered a bit more. And that is to go within your niche and find some really big accounts, whoever they might be, spend some time researching it and follow them and set on the notifications bell. When these people publish out a piece of content, try to be the very first person that comments and get to the top of that comments feed. If you can be the very first comment, you get seen by all those other people that come on and start commenting on that particular reel. And when I say comment, I don't mean just saying, oh, great tip or great video. Add 2 or 3 sentences and make it really interesting, or ask a question, make it really really intriguing, that will encourage other people to jump on and give their opinions as well. I've used this on massive accounts that had millions of
I
followers.
see.
It was tough for me to do because of my time zone, but because a lot of my bigger accounts are in the US. But if you can somehow manage the timing right and get to be the first comment, you can get a lot of visibility. And the only way you're really going to be the first comment, if you got that notifications thing set and you
I
get a
see.
notification, yeah, as soon as someone hits that post button, jump in there and be the very first comment.
And if we get to that first comment, that first spot, and because that a huge account, a lot of their followers will be commenting on the same post. But because the first one, people will be our ideal customers as well. So they might pay attention to us, they might follow us. That's great
Yep.
strategy. Thank you. Okay.
Yep. It's not something you have to do down the track. I don't do it so much anymore. I don't sort of need to do it, but it's definitely a good strategy, I think, starting out and you're trying to really build some momentum there. So yeah, use reels. Already touched on this. When I do reels, I always share them to the feed as well, but absolutely do reels. Don't just make videos and put them straight onto your feed. That's a definite. Got to do reels. Topics doing well. Add text on phone. Yeah, I touched on this earlier again. Even if you're talking in your video, whether you're talking or not talking, always put text on the screen. A lot of people don't have volume on their phones. They've always got it muted, whether they're at work, they're on trains or buses. I don't go too heavy with my text. I don't put a lot of text. I try to put sort of 2 or 3 lines at a time so it's easy to read. I've seen a lot of people putting a lot of big chunks of text on the screen on their videos, and I know there's a lot they want to say, but the thing you got to remember is when people are looking at these videos, they don't have much time. If you put a lot of text on there, it's difficult for them to sort of take it all in. Generally with my videos, I've got 2 or 3 sentences. I keep it short and sharp. That way they can sort of take it in. Hopefully I'll get a follow and they'll learn something from there. So description, again, in the description, I have heard, and again, as much as we know about algorithms and that, try to put some text in every single post you do. I like to put a bit of description as well. Most people generally don't read it, but I put it in for an SEO purpose because from what I understand, it does help. And again, put in a call to action, put in the hook, put all that sort of information into your posts. Actually, I will just share, I might just show one of mine. Okay, so you can see in this one here, I also like to ask a question that encourages comments. I've got here, tried everything to fix your slice. So you can put anything like, have you tried this to make money online? I try to always ask a question. I always encourage them to tag someone. And again,
Mm-hmm.
call to action, follow me if you want to play incredible golf. And then I'll give a bit of a breakdown on what I spoke about as well. I've got some sponsor information there. And again, I'm asking another question there as well. So I'm encouraging engagement all the time. So
Right.
another thing I want to touch on too, that I have seen some people still putting hashtags in the first comments. Don't do that. I think that was a bit of a thing a while ago to put the hashtag in the comments, but
Mm-hmm.
don't put hashtags in comments. Put them in your description. Okay, so we spoke about putting the hook in this. Yes, spoke about it. I try to use as many as the Instagram features as I possibly can. Things like emojis, effects, if you can use the different backgrounds. Instagram wants us to use all their features. So use
Right.
as many features as you can. Now, in the beginning, I think this is, again, very important. This will tie in with TikTok as well. post every day, at least once a day in the beginning, at least for that first 30 days, to really try and trigger the algorithm so it understands what your content is about. If you can post twice, that's great. Try and do one in the morning or one at night, but at least do one every day in the beginning to try and get some traction going and get it moving.
So I would say the first 30 days when you just first got started, the first 30 days pretty much to train the algorithm to
Mm,
understand what your account is about, push your
that's
content to.
that's really what it's about. Yeah, you're spot on. You're really educating the algorithm as such. Yeah, as much as you want to get followers and people interested in all your account, of course we do, but you're really training the algorithm. Here's my account. This is what it's about. I need you to push
The
content
right
out to that.
people. Yeah,
Yeah. Yep.
I see. I see. Sounds good.
Thumbnails, I touched on that again before. Make sure you have hooks on your thumbnails. You can see all of mine there in the picture out to the right there. I've got a hook on every single one, make
Hmm.
them stand out. Now, reposts. Now, this is something that I'm still in a testing phase with this with a new account. Now, I can tell you reposting other people's content on an established account works and works really well. If you have a look to this picture out to the right here, every second one here is actually a repost from someone else. This one was 68,000, that's a repost. The 103,000 one, that's a repost. The 217,000, that hammer the nail, that is a repost from someone else. Now, I got permission from all these people to do this. I gave them credit. I did the right thing. Now, you're probably asking, why do you want to share someone else's content and give them all the exposure? Here's the thing that I've discovered. When you share someone else's content and it's a valuable piece of content that helps other people, most people, when they're scrolling through their phone and they see a video they like, they don't really associate that video with the person that's actually put it on their page. I think people are just so busy they lose sight of the fact that this isn't this guy's actual video. I've posted videos of some really good female golfers that have provided great tips, and I'll get comments like, "Oh, this was amazing. So thank you so much for this tip. Thanks for sharing. This is incredible." And they'll follow me.
Hmm.
Hopefully they'll follow the creator as well. Hopefully,
Right.
so it's a win-win. But videos that have done well for other people, you can gain a lot of traction for yourself by sharing it to your page as well. Now, I wouldn't encourage you to do this all the time, but definitely once you've got a bit of an established account and you're short on time, this can be a really valuable strategy to boost up your numbers as well and get a lot more visitors and followers to your page. And I'll show you the strategy in just a second on how I do this. But I am still testing it on new accounts to see how effective it is. I know Instagram likes you to share other people's content. And as you can see from the numbers I've been getting there, that's just as well as original content. There's another one there, 178,000. I've got ones that are a lot bigger than that as well. So it does work incredibly effective, but always make sure you give credit, ask permission from the content creator owner as well. Very important.
Can you define what do you mean repost? Repost mean the actual video from the other person
Correct,
or you
correct,
download?
correct. Yes, yes. It's the actual video from the other person, the reel. It'll be a reel from another
You
person.
just share it. Simply share it on your page. Is that what you mean?
Correct. I use an app called Repost. There's the
Okay.
stacks. I use an app called Repost. I've got a paid one, so it takes the handle of the original creator on there, so it looks more professional. Again, I create a thumbnail with my own call to action on it, which relates to the video.
Okay.
And yeah, make sure you give them credit, and it can be really effective. And I'll show you an example on how I do this. So here's what I'll do. I'll find a content creator who I know is doing, they don't necessarily have to be doing amazing, but doing pretty good. I'll go to their reels. See there, this guy does a lot of great content. Love his thumbnails. He has really good hooks. He's got a big YouTube channel as well. So here's what I do. I have a look at his account. Only thing I'm interested in is this number here. This is how many views he's had. Try to find something in the last, I don't know, month or two, something that's fairly recent. I'll look for a number that really jumps out at me that has just performed amazingly well. So you can see
Okay.
here he's got 40, 160, 360. That's pretty good. 296. Look at this. Here we go. Oh, here we go. This is even better. 940,000 views on this video. So what I'll do, and I've already reached out to this guy before, so he doesn't mind me sharing his content.
Uh-huh.
I will repost that video. I'll probably,
Uh-huh.
if I'm able to, put a different call to action on it. I'll give him full credit and everything in my description, and I will repost that as a reel.
How do you credit? You just mention his handle name in your post.
Yeah, absolutely. I'll
I
show you
see.
an
I
example of
see.
what I do, but
Okay.
that's my strategy there. That one there, like 940,000, that's amazing. That's done like 9 times better than most of all these other ones. So obviously, what that's saying is we like this. The audience is saying we love this type of
Mm-hmm.
thing. I could almost guarantee if I reposted this video to my account today, it would
Okay.
do very well. In fact, I might
I
do
see.
that. So I'll show you what I do. And again, as I said at the start, I'm still testing this out on newer accounts to see if it's going to be
Okay.
quite as effective. And I need to test it out in another niche as well. But I can tell you in this niche, it
Mm-hmm.
works extremely well. So here's what I do. Just pause that. So if you can see in the description here, this is all me. I've got a question. I'm saying follow me as I normally do, but right at the top here, I've got credit for this guy
Mm.
here. So I'm giving him credit. I sent him a message on Instagram. I said, hey, Andrew, is it okay if I share one of your videos? And 9 times out of 10, they say yes, because they know they're going to get more exposure.
Right.
But when people ask me, I normally say yes. I very rarely will say no. Some of them will ask you to give credit on the video itself, but I haven't found that too often. Most of them
Okay.
are happy as long as you've got credit in there. But as I said, I'm going to do some more testing in the make money online niche.
Okay.
I will provide an update on that just to see how that goes. I want to do a little bit more testing, but definitely I think if you've got an established account, you find another creator whose content you think aligns well with what you're doing. I definitely think it's a good strategy to reach out to them and say, hey, do you mind if I share one of your reels to my page? I'll give you credit and see what they say. It's definitely worth testing because it can be a great way to get some traction on your account. Definitely do the right thing by your fellow creators. Ask permission, give credit, do the
Okay.
right thing by them.
Sounds good. If you read the same content, not just post, do you give credit as well?
No, I don't. The thing with me with this particular niche golf instruction, most of it is not original in a sense. A lot of
Mm-hmm.
the
Mm-hmm.
golf
Mm-hmm.
tips
Right.
and
Right.
drills and things, they're not original in a sense. If I get an idea from someone else, they did a special move or something,
Right.
I
Like it's
might
like a
mention, I might,
signature move like that. Signature like only he create that
yeah,
that kind of stuff. Yeah, okay.
yeah, exactly. If I feel like, oh, that's totally unique, I've never seen anyone do anything like that before, then yeah, maybe I might give credit. But if it's something I know has been around for 20, 30 years, which
Right.
most of them have, I generally won't. I'll just put my own spin on it. I'll put my own description on it. And yeah, I generally don't give credit for that. But
Sounds good.
that's up to the individual. If you feel more comfortable doing that, then absolutely do that. But generally, I don't. If I'm done the video myself, no. Next slide. I think that's probably all for Instagram. So we'll have a look at TikTok. Okay, so TikTok, this is similar to Instagram in many ways. In your bio, same principles apply. Have a look at my bio out to the right. See my name there, hitting it solid. The line underneath, most people just put their name there. And again, this is searchable in TikTok. So I've changed mine. I've actually got golf tips with Troy. I've put a keyword at the front of that there because that is actually searchable. So take advantage of that. I think it's, what is it, 24 characters at last check that you can actually put in there. So I think you could fit in something like make money online with John or affiliate marketing tips with whoever, or put a different spin on it yourself. Because once again, your bio needs to answer those questions. They need to find out who you are, what you offer, and how you can help them. So again, you've got to address those 3 key points, but take advantage of that real estate you've got on offer. If you've got your name as the handle right at the top, have a look at the keywords in TikTok and use a keyword in front of your name.
Definitely. I mean, change mine. I used to be real Daniel Cho, right? I changed it to my line Daniel Cho. Yeah. After I
Yeah,
learned this. you know.
Absolutely, absolutely. Yep. So, yeah, again, it's the same strategy, probably even more so, I think, on TikTok. Don't reinvent the wheel with your content. I'm going to show you in a moment how to model some proven winners to get some really great traction in your account. With TikTok, as best I understand, it's a lot more specific with modeling. You not only need to model the topic that someone's doing, but the length of the video, the audio they used, the text on their screen, and your goal is just to make yours better than what the other person has done. Same principle, if you look at the image out to the right here, I do thumbnails for every single video. Just on the topic of sharing videos, I tried it on TikTok some time ago and it did terrible. I haven't tried it again since. I
Okay.
don't know whether that strategy will work on TikTok or not. So something to bear in mind. One thing I didn't mention before is if you want to share a TikTok video on Instagram, please make sure you take the watermark off. I see videos every day, people reposting from TikTok to Instagram. They've still got the TikTok watermark on it. And from what I understand, Instagram penalizes those videos because they're in competition with TikTok. So why would they want to push out a TikTok video? There is apps out there. It's not something I do that can remove the watermark. So you can then
Yep.
reshare it. So make sure you get rid of the watermark. All right, so on here, just for this is what I do to find ideas of winning content that you can create to go viral. So the first thing I'll do for this example here, I'll just type in golf tips. The next thing I'll do is see those two lines out to the side with little, I think it's a little circle in them or something
Yeah,
striped.
this one. Uh-huh.
Click on that. Basically, this is the search filter. So on this screen here, click on I think there's a button there that says, click on the
This
date one and show the last 3 months, and then click on most liked and hit apply. Okay, so what this is doing, TikTok is showing us what content has performed really well in the last few months. You know, you can change that time period to whatever you like, but this is showing proven winners that have done exceptionally well under that golf tips. From here, I can scroll down and find something that's relatable to what I'm doing. This is where you've got to spend a bit of time studying the video and looking at things. What hook did they use? What value did they provide? How long was the video? What audio they used? Did they show their face? Did they show close-ups? What did they show in the video that made it go viral? It's really about understanding what were the keys in this video that made it perform so well. And this, for me, I would look at this video and I'd go, okay, it says get more distance. So it's obviously about getting more distance. I'd also look at what hashtags they used just to analyze that video and try to make a better one to really understand what it was that made that video do so well. And all these videos you're looking at here, these have all gone viral under that keyword. So these videos you can study and understand what they did to make them do so well.
So basically, you get your content idea by looking at the recently viral videos, how including their hook, their video length, their music,
Yep.
their text position, and all that, right?
Yeah, the video length, the text on the screen, did they use a background? Did they have audio? If you want to talk in your videos, you can still use trending audio in the background, but just
Mhm.
mute it. The
Right,
algorithm picks up that you use that audio. So that's something that
right,
I do a lot of.
right.
These videos here under affiliate marketing, this is where you can click on them and study them and see, well, what made these videos do so well? What was it that made them go viral? There's something in there that has made them go viral. I'll show you an example of something that I did. This video, I just want to quickly touch on this. This is a video that's got over 500,000 views of mine. Normally with all my videos, I dress up in my golf gear and I sort of look professional. I saw this idea, another guy did a video like this that did amazing for him. And I was short on time that day. I didn't even bother getting dressed in my golf gear. I just went in my kitchen and I filmed it right beside my kitchen. It took me like 2 minutes. I did 2 takes,
Hmm.
hardly spent any time on it at all, but I knew the topic was really strong and it did amazing, absolutely smashed it. So sometimes the simple ideas that you don't put a lot of thought and effort into can do incredible. Here we go. This one here. This got 2.6 million views. This video I modeled on another guy. I saw this on his account. It went viral on his account. I jumped in there and I more or less did exactly the same. I even used the same arrows and very similar text. I think I slightly changed around some of the wording here, but I
Right.
basically modeled it. I think I used similar hashtags. I basically modeled it very similar to what this other guy, even down to the length of the video. I think it's about 17 seconds or something like that. And it absolutely took off. This is really important on TikTok. When you have a video go viral, it's very important you double down on it. Don't wait a week, don't wait 2 weeks or a month and think, oh, I just need to let it rest. Give it a day maybe. And then look what I did virtually the next day, I think it was. I
Mm-hmm.
think I might have done this one first actually, then I did this one. And look what
Mm-hmm.
happened. Similar, do you notice they're very similar camera angles? Close up using the same club, very similar camera angle, and then both of them went viral because I doubled down on what I did the first time. It's extremely important if you find a camera angle or a hook or something in your video that does exceptionally well, that you double down on it the very next day and you do the same type of video, but obviously mix it up slightly, but keep everything the same. I'm pretty sure, I'll have to double check the time, the length of those videos is very similar, but keep it consistent because as I said earlier at the start of the presentation, millions of new people are coming onto these platforms every day.
Right.
Just because seeing the first one doesn't necessarily mean they would have seen the next one that you do. So yeah, make a very similar piece of content.
Great advice. I mean, that's great advice. I mean, I keep telling my students as well, also my community, that once you find something work, right, double down, let's say triple down, just repost, definitely repost the viral video, remake that type of video. You got to find, maybe that's winning formula for you, for your TikTok account, right? Always double down, triple down.
It's even a good idea, I haven't done it as yet, is to redo that same video again, make a very similar one again from scratch. I believe you can even repost an original one that you did. Don't do it the next day, but maybe a week or two later.
I
And
recommend after 72 hours. Way too
yeah,
long,
yeah,
but after
yeah.
72 hours is good time. Yeah.
Yeah, thumbnails again, really important. Call to action, again, same things as Instagram. You need that call to action. The first 2 seconds, very important. I've got it on all my thumbnails. Mine are all pretty consistent.
Right.
Again, use all the features. I think on TikTok at the moment, green screen is being pushed out a lot. Use all their features. Even if you use one of their lighting effects, just turn it right down low. Test, test, test. This is something I do all the time. With TikTok, you got to test as many length videos. You might test 10 seconds, 15 seconds, 20 seconds, 30 seconds. Test different lengths to see which ones hit the mark. And if you do enough of them, you'll find sort of a sweet spot. It might be 15 seconds works really good for your content, but you need to don't just make every video the same length every time. You've got to mix it up and
Right.
try and find, once you find one that works, then bang, just start making content around that same length. And again, with different camera angles and backgrounds, you saw in the golf one, those close-up ones of showing my legs and the club, they seem to do really, really well a lot of the time. So find out different camera angles, different backgrounds. There's a lot of testing needed in TikTok. Once you find one that works, you just got to go in hard. One thing about TikTok is, man, you can grow seriously fast in a
Yeah.
short space of time with the right content. It's crazy. When I had that viral one, every time I checked my phone, there was like 100 new followers every half an hour. It was just crazy. It goes crazy.
Right. And also, I mean, definitely there are a lot of gold nuggets. I mean, even myself, I learned so much from this trend today.
If you hit those three important points with every video, hook, value, call to action, before you make any video, make sure you got a hook, value, call to action, and those three things. If you hit that on every single video, and like I said, that first 30 days, consistently do one or two every day, whatever you can manage, to not miss a day, because that first 30 days, you're telling the algorithm what your content is about. So that first 30 days, if you hit those three things and you're consistent with it, you will eventually get traction. You've just got to give it time. There's an audience out there that wants to see your content, but if you hit those three things, eventually you'll gain traction.
Very good advice. So keep pushing, learning. You're gonna get there. Thank you for being with us, and thank you, Troy, for being on the show. See you guys
Thank you,
in my
Daniel. Really
next
appreciate
training.
it, mate.
Talk to you soon. Bye.
Thank you. Bye.